What is up, you guys? We are here for our weekly energy oracle forecast. We are just taking a look at the week ahead to see what kind of spiritual weather we will be living in, what the energy is going to look like between now and next Sunday. Well, we've got our third eye being activated. So like inner vision, inner insight, that sort of psychic activation where it's sort of like prophetic, but prophetic is not always about predicting what hasn't happened yet. Sometimes the gift of prophecy is manifested through our ability to like read the situation and understand how the pieces fit together and realize like the connection of like why things are happening the way they are, why things happened, what it led to, the result was. Like, you can see the bigger picture and how it all connects. We have harmony here. So finally, like something is being unblocked so that you can finally see something the way that you needed to in order to shift your consciousness so that you could be having more harmony, be in alignment with more harmony. Go watch my short video for the day that I posted today. It's all about unity and being self-possessed within oneself. And if you want to see the entire short video, I would send you over to TikTok and look at it, Liz_Taylor_Magick. It's the same handle as on my Instagram. And you'll see the full short video there. It's like 4 minutes or so. But harmony is going to be on the table for the week. And it's not just going to come to us. We have to cultivate harmony, and we have to maintain a consciousness that is that shares affinity with harmony. We have to be conducive to harmony. So it may not be easy, but we will have opportunity to establish harmony by overcoming the opponent. And what does the opponent do? It uses our triggers in order to sort of tempt us out of harmony, right? Whatever that might be. It could be your frustration or your temper, or your sadness, or cravings or desires, or feeling the lack thereof. Whatever it is that you have open to be able to be pushed, it's like these gaps in space between you and unity with that higher self, that the ego layers build up and allow for that opponent to come in and use triggers and use your buttons. And this person, I can pull the string so easy with this person. I'm going to play on their thing with this. And so all of the world shows up. Anyone who's not possessed of themselves, anyone who doesn't have self-possession, is open to be possessed by the opponents or the proponents of the enemy. You know, anything that the opponent can use against us to trigger us, it gets in there and uses it as a pawn in a scheme. And so that could be people that are well-meaning. That can be people who already have something against you. It can be the circumstances. It can be the traffic. It can be anything that is like that takes the path of least resistance for the opponent to use. And because the opponent presides over the material world, the opponent can move faster in this world than the light necessarily moves, because the light needs to channel through our nature as well, and our consciousness and our actions and our flesh and our body is the thing that like delivers and acts through these different influences. And so our natural inclination is just to be like, oh, it's easier to be in alignment with the darkness. You know, that's easy. That's self-serving. That helps me survive. That's more comfort. That's, you know, more keeps me in my comfort zone, right? So it's easier for that to win, you know, as opposed to taking the higher route many times, practicing restriction, choosing what the higher self would do. And so it doesn't always look as easy, but many times it's the thing that's going to bring back the most results in the end. So we have fire here. So fire is that determination, right? It's the light that gets into the engine to start it, to make it go. And another thing we were talking about today is that the more righteous you are, it comes from the understanding that the less you are, the less we have. Like, we're just these vessels, and unless we're filled with the light, there's nothing here but an empty vessel. And so it's the fire, right, that's igniting within us to purify our negativity, to purify our complacency, to purify our perception, to purify the situation in general. So it's like motivation, perseverance, determination, life force, vitality, consciousness, coming into light, being motivated by passion. I mean, see, we have the illustration here of the vessel, right? If I poured this out and there was no water and there was no flower in it, it would just be an empty vessel, right? It wouldn't be holding any value. But right now it's got the flower, which is the expression of beauty. And that in order to express the soul of the flower, we need water in the vase to keep it and sustain it, right? To provide that life force, such as the spirit and the soul, or the fire and the water that sustain our fleshly vessel and give us the will and the consciousness and the spirit to keep going. So I think that a transformative moment is happening for the good that will move us forward, because we have the snake here. It doesn't feel too threatening, but also you could be transforming through a situation that the negative side of the snake could have been playing into as well. And so it's like you're rising above the snake, but through it you're activating that kundalini, that life force, that vitality, that transformation that's making us like bigger, and we're growing out of the old skin and we're shedding the old skin into expansion, coming through the sun and the enlightenment and the revelation are represented here with the sunflowers, who always turn and face the sun through the day. So they're always connecting with the light and they're keeping their attention on the light. Duality. So our darkness is going to be heightened this week every bit as much as our strength and our courage and our valor will be. As our light is magnified and is turned up, as we walk in and step into an up level, our shadow self is that much more enhanced as well. If you raise the light in a situation, you can see that the brighter the light is, also the more dark and crisp and deep the shadow becomes. So the same is, the saying goes, new level, new devil. And that's you can just set your watch to it. Just expect that every time you up level, every time you become more self-aware, more self-disciplined, more on purpose, more determined, more intentional, closer to meeting your goals, closer to expanding into your potential and purpose, your opponent meets you at that level. They've already gone ahead and set up the booby traps, and all of the familiar little antagonists are going to be showing up as you move through the scenery of this new level that you're in. So if you can just anticipate that, you can get ahead of it, and you can know that whatever the environment is going to be, it's going to be reflecting back the sides of you that leave a gap open for the opponent to get in and mess with. So as you are feeling like, oh wow, I'm up leveling, but it certainly doesn't feel like it right now, it's because all those triggers and buttons are being highlighted in order for us to go back during this Mercury retrograde and reflect on those, and then make the adjustments during the month of Virgo, the month of Teshuvah, the month of returning to the path, returning into alignment. We can make the most of that month and be prepared come Rosh Hashanah, spiritual new year, to bring in our new soul and have the best chance at, doing things differently and breaking free from old patterns and old karmic cycles in the year ahead. So it's all coming to a head. It's all coming to a culmination right now. And you can kind of see both sides of yourself. So try to find harmony within that and keep leaning towards your potential. Keep leaning into the light, and you will be supported. But that doesn't mean that we're all not being challenged right now, because it's almost like a final exam or writing your final thesis or the playoffs, right? It's everybody's bringing their best game, right? And the opposing team is showing up just as ready as you are to try to grab the victory. The victory is as good as yours. You just can't be thrown off your game right now. Just stay focused, stay in possession of yourself. Do your best to restrict your impulse to react, and examine yourself as you choose proactively with free will how you want to meet any given situation. And tune in to see, okay, what would be my higher self's approach in this situation? Where would my higher self's consciousness and perception of the situation and circumstances be. And then try to lean into that direction. Ciao. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to be notified of when I drop content. Like the videos, comment, share them. Anything that you do helps these messages get out to other people who need them. So you watching a video and taking an action on it actually makes a positive difference in someone else's life.